go like this. Then you do this. Then this, and this, then that, and this, and that, and this, and that, and then...
One eternity later.
Hello everybody, the infamous Tony here, and welcome to another exciting edition of Talking Nerdy. I planned to have this out a lot earlier this week, but that didn't happen, and, well, plans suck whenever you try to make plans and they never come together the way that you want them to. But nonetheless, we're going to move right along, and we're going to try to do everything that we had originally intended to do with this video. So I'm going to actually talk about, and as you can tell, I'm alone again today. That tends to happen too. Yeah, plans, they don't happen ever. But I'm going to talk a little bit about my personal top 5 games that I am ready to play this year in 2018. So yeah, I've been actually digging around the internet trying to find videos and whatnot of these upcoming titles, and a lot of them look fantastic. So picking out 5, it's a task, but I'm going to do my best to try to pick out which ones I am most excited to play. So, starting out at number 5, I'm going to go with the new SpiderMan. Now, SpiderMan, it's always been kind of fun to play SpiderMan on any system. I mean, who doesn't love being Spider-Man? But this latest installment of SpiderMan, it's not only a graphically beautiful title, but also it seems to have a lot of cinematic elements and a lot of rich story. And as everybody that has ever watched me do anything on my channel or has ever been around me for any length of time knows, I am a sucker for a game with a lot of rich story. And a lot of the titles that I've picked for my top 5 have just that built right in. So Spider-Man is no different. A lot of rich story elements, a lot of cinematic elements to it. This actually, just looking at the trailer, I felt like I was watching a trailer for an upcoming Spider-Man film. Now, Spider-Man does have some faults when it comes to making Spider-Man into a video game. There's a lot of high, fast-paced action sequences that are critical when playing as your favorite web-slinger. And the question asked all the time is, in this game, is it going to feel slowed down, or is it actually going to live up to that fast-paced web-slinging action that we all love from the Spider-Man series? And from the looks of it, it actually does look like we have exactly that coming our way with this latest installment. All of the gameplay footage that I've seen, all of the gameplay elements as they come together, they seem to be focusing on fast-paced combat. They focus on interesting new takedowns, and everything looks like it's going to flow very well in the upcoming Spider-Man title. So I'm excited to play that, and that's why this one is my number 5. Number 4 on my list of top 5 is going to be the new God of War. Now, God of War, I don't know if it's out yet or not as of the release of this video, but God of War is one of the upcoming titles in 2018, promised in early 2018, that I am looking forward to playing. Again, graphically, a beautiful game, and it looks like it's got another rich story surrounding that. Now, God of War has always had a pretty good story, but one of the things that really drew me to the God of War series early on, and still kind of draws me to the God of War series, is the way that the combat system works. You literally go Hulk smash on every single person that you encounter in this game, and this new God of War looks like it is not straying away from that at all. You will have plenty of enemies to hack and slash your way through, all the while trying to make your way to the end of the game. Now, also, with God of War, we're looking at some huge bosses and monsters and other characters in the game. The last trailer that I watched featured a gigantic sea monster or dragon or something. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was colossal. And of course it made the titular character, or not titular character, but Kratos, the lead character of this game, look tiny in comparison. I can't wait to see Kratos face off against some huge bosses or huge monsters and do what he does best in this game. Number 3 on my top 5 games that I am looking forward to playing this year, Death Stranding. It comes as no surprise that when PT was pulled from the PlayStation Network and Silent Hills was canceled, thank you Konami, that there was a significant uproar from the gaming community. I myself was also very upset about this and have been very carefully watching spiritual successors pop up out of the ground and then go away very quickly all over the internet. Well, here's one that popped up out of the ground and has yet to go away, Death Stranding. Now, this is actually a project from Silent Hill's creator Hideo Kojima, and it also features Norman Reedus in the lead. Looks like they're working together to make dreams come true, finally. Well, this is another graphically beautiful game which features another rich story, and it's really hard for me to wrap my head around it just by looking at the trailer. Apparently, it's a sci-fi story. The trailer even reminded me a little bit of Alien when I looked at it initially. The fact that it's features Norman Reedus and it's being helmed by Hideo Kojima tells me that it's going to be both terrifying and a little bit disturbing, but there is definitely going to be some good storytelling and probably some great action sequences in this title. Now, I have no idea what that means for the title itself. Is that actually going to be the way that it plays out? No idea. But from what I've seen so far, we've got a lot of story that's going to unfold right before our eyes in this amazing game. Number 2, Detroit: Become Human. Another graphically beautiful game with a rich story. Detroit: Become Human takes place in a science fiction future where you take the part of an android. Hey, who doesn't want to be an android? From looking at the latest trailer that I watched on YouTube, it looks a lot like it starts out slow, mundane, and very, very normal. Well, as normal as a science fiction future involving androids can be. But very quickly things took a turn for the worse when your android main character is forced to make some very, very tough decisions. This looks like another title that's going to be filled with quick time events and quick decision making. Something that Telltale Games has done very well and has propelled their Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and Batman franchises through the roof in sales. And this title looks like it may just be able to do the exact same thing. A lot of these quick time events are very, very hard decisions that you're going to have to make. Do you stay still and do what you were told to do, or do you intervene? Is intervening the best decision for everybody, or is somebody going to die if you do? There's a lot of decisions to be made, and a lot of them are going to be very difficult, and it's going to cause ample amounts of stress. I personally cannot wait. I love games that put me in this kind of situation where I'm forced to make the tough decisions, because I love to see what happens, and I also love to see what happens if I change my mind. So, that's another game that I'm looking forward to playing in 2018. Number 1, The Last of Us Part 2. Now, for those of you that know me, you know I love The Last of Us. It's probably one of my all-time favorite PlayStation 4 exclusives. Made by Naughty Dog and featuring some of the best acting I think I've ever seen in a video game. The Last of Us Part 2 is going to carry on with the story of the main characters. It looks like, I guess, maybe, I don't know, but it looks beautiful nonetheless. All the trailers that I've seen have focused on different people and different points. But perhaps my personal favorite trailer featured Ellie playing her guitar. Of course, you probably are watching this right now, but it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, the attention to detail, the rendering of the facial movements, the vibration of the guitar strings, everything in this trailer, this teaser trailer, is just absolutely gorgeous, and it is without a doubt one of the best looking trailers I have ever seen. It looks and feels like a film, and that's really all I can say about it. I've always thought that The Last of Us would make a great film. However, there's entirely too much story and too much going on for it to just be a single film. So leaving it in the game world is absolutely the way to go. But Last of Us Part 2 looks like it's going to continue to be a rich story. It's going to continually be emotionally driven. You're probably going to be on a roller coaster of emotions from the time you put the game in until the time the game comes to a conclusion. Much like the first Last of Us. Again, we're in an apocalyptic future. Anything goes. But hopefully, this game is one that is not going to disappoint. Well, that's it for my top 5 picks of games that I am looking forward to playing in 2018. Guys, I want you to sound off in the comments below. Tell me what games you want to see and what titles you're most looking forward to playing in this year. I'm the infamous Tony, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Be sure to check in next week where I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet because plans and I don't get along. But I do feel that it will be something worth stopping by for. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.